Is Apex Legends the best battle royale on the market right now? Yeah, it is. Is power creep starting to seep into the game? Also, yes. It simply is not the same game as it was 2 years ago, and you know what? That's okay. Live service games evolve. They are meant to evolve. Sometimes they evolve with the same issues still being in the game for months at a time. Bug fixes and new features take a lot of time and energy to implement, and sometimes there are limitations in that process. I will not pretend to know the ins and outs of the limitations and hurdles dealt with at Respawn. Just remember that the devs are people too, and they actually do care about the game being accessible to as many players as possible, which is why they added a wall hacking legend who feels like a cheat code every time you use him. Don't get me wrong, Seer is a ton of fun. Releasing a new feature though, whether it's a new legend or a new weapon in an overpowered state, is kind of Respawn's thing nowadays because it is easier to nerf down instead of buff up so that people actually want to utilize the new feature. Overpowered equals fun, right? Well, yes and no. The reason I even bring all of this up is because as a game like Apex Legends evolves, some of us are left wondering if it truly is the same game that we fell in love with 2 years ago. Raise your hand if you've ever wanted to give up on Apex just to hop right back into a match anyway. Even with the myriad issues coming and going, the game is still a huge accomplishment, and I am honestly impressed every time I play it. The novelty of a game like this would have blown my mind back in the day. I remember playing Ocarina of Time for the first time as a kid and thinking, holy crap, there's a fucking mountain in the distance and I can go there? Amazing. Simply amazing. My stupid dumb kid brain was completely mesmerized by how cool that was. Unfortunately, all novelties eventually dither into normalities. This has now happened for many of us with Apex Legends, and the folks at Respawn are aware, but it is impossible to keep up with consumer demand for constant new features. So if you're someone who honestly gets mad when we go more than a few weeks without something new, all I can say is, I'm sorry you feel that way, Karen, but you know, I have to wait 5 years between each major Zelda game, 10 or 15 if we're talking Metroid Prime. Look, these things take time. They always do, they always will. Don't give up though, there is hope yet. For those of us who inevitably get bored halfway through each season or during times of LTM droughts, I have a suggestion to help give you a fresh experience with the game. Trust me, if you haven't done it by now, it may just be the thing you need to fall back in love with this third-party simulator. So stick with me here. And no, I'm not going to tell you to touch grass because, you know, what if you're allergic to grass? I don't want to hurt you, know what I'm saying? Anyway, here it is. If you're tired of Apex, uninstall the game. Just kidding. The real suggestion is simply to mix up how you play by making yourself choose different legends or different loadouts than you normally would. One way to do this is to make a spinner wheel with each legend's name on it and give it a grand spin before each match to let RNGesus decide your fate. Because let's face it, if there's one thing Apex needs more of, it's RNG, right? Yeah. Let me show you, okay? What you're seeing now is a record of my final matches of Season 9 Legacy, with my usual squad mates Verdsky and Citric going all in with me on an evening of roulette legend picks. As a way to cool down after our sweaty ranked diamond grind, we actually had some of the most successful matches here of the entire season. The rules were simple, and of course we made them up as we went along, and I'm sure others out there have tried some variation of this, but basically this is how we did it. 1. Put each and every legend on a spinner board. 2. Have a friend named Gary to pick who gets to spin first, second, and third. 3. After everyone spins, you get up to 2 matches with each legend, or just 1 match if you win it. 4. And finally, repeat until every legend is used up and retired from the spinner board, and, you know, simply see where the game takes you. Don't Don't forget though, put your friend Gary on the board as well. If the spinner lands on him, he gets to pick your legend for you. And if you don't have Gary as a friend, well, what the hell is wrong with you? Gary's a great guy, and everyone's life would be better off having him in it. You go, Gary. Alright, so we cycled through the entire roster before the night claimed us, and damn was it fun. I highly recommend mixing up your Apex sessions like this once in a while if you ever feel like the game experience is getting a bit stale, because it gets you to play legends that you normally wouldn't pick, which ultimately and naturally means putting fun first as much as possible. And that's really the key here. Remember to keep the fun first. No matter how competitive the game gets, we are all of us playing it to have a good time. So let's keep the good times rolling, or, spinning. Thanks for watching. Now quit watching and go play Apex, you dingus!